So this is the thing about writing Gang of Daggers, and I guess this is like why it's good and bad. Um, it's bad because I guess it's just a little dull and it's just a little too literal and just everything being explained and what's happening. Um, but the other thing is that I want it to be a controversial idea. That teenage kids are gonna just be engaged in violence, and systematically. Um, and it's accepted, and just like they created their own subculture. Um, and there's no vampires involved in this thing. It's just like a little bit of magic, but it's just like no, that's it. And there's a reason why, and it's just understood. Because to me, that's just a better way to use power. Power is something you have, but you never use unless you have to, unless you need to. And if you're going to have like a special power in a TV show, which is like, why not, have that? It's always something subtle. Um, this is why I think people, dig and also like kind of be inflamed about, Gang of Daggers is that, okay, you're going to have this violence, occurring. These guys going to this other planet, just killing people, on a whim or doing for whatever reason. And then they come home, and just like, yes, mom, yes, dad, okay, whatever you want. Um, so that's what I think would be cool about it, and I really want to try it out in a medium. So like a comic book or a Japanese animation, But so I definitely like to approach a guy for a comic book first. So I want to find a guy who knows black culture and like just urban street, just inner city, poor, gangster ridden. Just guys are walking into school with guns, regularly. And I want a guy who knows that, and that's the setting and the scenario I like to put it in, because I think that'd just be amazing to have an environment where okay, well, who are the weakest kids in this environment? Who are the people that who just get picked on by a bunch of other people and just shunned and just like all these guys these guys have nothing else but books. And so okay, in one of these books, this kid finds something, something amazing. And it's just a simple little thing. It's like a piece of paper. And he touches it and he travels to another world. And it's like, holy cow. Hey, we can do anything in this world. And nobody knows. They learn a little bit of magic. They learn to fight. They learn to kill. And they understand, what is the value of killing. Um, so there's this gangster mentality of we're doing things to make money. We're going to exert violence on people to make money. We're going to embrace this violence. So they train it. They make it systematic. They create a dojo. They establish routines and drills. Just everything you see, like in martial arts today. And then from there, they enter into their video game world, which is okay. So now you have the power of the video game. You can do like whatever you want, or you can exhibit any sort of behavior you want. So you see these guys just, some of them be like just scared out of their wits at the idea I'm gonna have to fight a guy, and so you're gonna see that, just waving steel and wood around it, just trying to, beat the hell out of each other, or just drive each other back, or just try to stay alive, or try to kill the guy if they have to. And so hopefully after a while, that sort of thing is, um, it kind of backs away, because see, this is the gimmick of the TV show, in my opinion. The main characters can die off at will. A live action TV show, the way you do it is you have the guys just train in a regular style of fighting. And you practice it with like wooden weapons and stuff like that. But you also, like with professional wrestling, practice, okay, this is how you react to if you get hit here. And you establish like, okay, like, pro wrestling, get big and buff and, bulky as best you can. And then these tough parts of muscles where it will hit you, but you also be padded as well. And so you have a really good martial arts, factor to the show. You CGI and later effects like blood and severing of limbs and stuff like that. So, and hopefully you can, the actors can do it, because I wanted to have a sort of like reality feel, the TV show in the other world. So, there's like a guy running around with a camera, kind of like capturing all of this. And so, you can call it the Chronicles or, whatever, but just this idea that, like, yeah, this is what they experience, this is what happened to these guys. So, and I think there's a way you can also incorporate a live action uh, element in that you get a lot of people involved in. There's the thing called DarkCon. A lot of a group of people, about 50 to 100 people, just gather together and start waving foam weapons at each other. Get all these guys together in the summertime, especially when a lot of these kids are out of high school and stuff, and have them meet someplace in the middle of the country and just practice and train, learn that style. And then part of it too is that you're going to film them engaging in battles, and so I'm not saying you make something crazy high budget, just make it make it cool, make it interesting, see what you can do with the quality. Um, See where you can take that that element, that idea, or just record it on a movie. You can sell it on a DVD. Every character will have all their scenes set up so that you could play a particular character storyline. You're going to watch these guys go from their freshman year, you know, beginning in this, uh, gang of death and violence. That's what it is, a gang of daggers. They're guys that go out and kill, and it's expected of them. Because remember, back on Earth, they're in the middle of the ghetto. They're in a high school that's just utterly rotten, and just sometimes the students will punch out the teachers. Just a very rough place to live. And so these little scrawny guys, they learn to get tough, and they learn to channel their anger at these guys that they have to live next to on these people on this other planet. Develop their skills and then come back, and if they need to, beat the hell out of those guys.
Yeah.
Um, and since all the fights are going to be realistic to a point, if one guy's skill is better than the other, if that guy dies, he dies in the storyline. And so the actors have to react. That guy's no longer in your life. You're not going to see him anymore. You can have an online element of, I don't know if you get it to that point, but you have a fake message board system that is these guys secretly, it's these guys' communication with each other on the internet. And in my opinion, like, what I was kind of aiming for in time-wise was like 1990s, like when the internet's just barely beginning. But I said it for right now, even better. But I just think it'd be a real interesting idea and a real, like, controversial, like, oh my God, kids engage in violence. How cool is that? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but with real people. But at the same time, no moral consequence. So.